Good day everyone. I'm so happy to be part of this video once again. I'm your host Olutunde, and today we are going to another coding terms that are giving people some headache. So today we are going to function. Function is what we are going to today. Coding can be very scary sometimes, but what if I told you that there is a way to avoid repeating yourself and make your code super neat? That is exactly what function does. So I'm going to explain this in simple English, in a simple way that you understand. So if you have not yet subscribed to this YouTube channel, I will indulge you to do so that we can enjoy each other. Without wasting much of our time, let's get right into it. I want you to see function as a recipe, where you would need to write down the steps that you need to take, once and for all. Then you will now then write everything down. You look at the steps that you need to take to actually prepare that recipe. So instead of rewriting the whole thing, you just go directly to what you have written down and follow the steps to cook whatever you want to cook. In coding, instead of writing the same code many times, you put it inside a function and just call it whenever you need it, and it is going to perform the function that you want it to perform. That is exactly the same way that a function works, just like the simple scenario I explained to you about a recipe. So now if you want, let's look at the HTML code, how it looks like in HTML code. If you look at it this way, it looks like, but I'm going to explain all of this. I don't want you to be bored. It's not over. I don't want you to get overwhelmed with all these coding terms here. So I'm going to explain all of this one after the other. So now let's jump right in. Look at this particular thing we have here. This is the way to write our function. I want to liken this to be the recipe, and the name of that recipe is great user. Look at it. You have great user. That is the name we give the recipe. But inside the recipe you have steps to take, and that is this. You have this particular sign. You write inside, then this particular sign. It will contain, inside of this bracket, it will contain the steps that need to be taken to prepare what you want to do. So that is what function does. Then after the steps, it will give you an output. So it will now write return. This is what the function gives back after it runs. So after running it, it will give you an output. So now let's assume you have something like this. You have greet user Sarah. Now you are calling the recipe to cook a meal with ingredient Sarah. I'm going to explain all of this. So let me go back to the HTML environment so that you now understand what I'm trying to explain to you guys proper. Now this is the HTML. If you look at the way I explained the other time, function, you write function, greet, then name. So this is the bracket I was talking about. You have it here, you have it here as well. So you are going to write return, because inside this bracket you have the steps that you need to take. So that steps is what you have here. You have hello, you have name, you have welcome to coding. So you have a plus sign that's going to attach all of them. So there are the steps that are inside this bracket, just like the way I explained the other time. So in that case, if I put name here, if I put Sarah here, then that means the name here will be Sarah. So let's make it capital letter. Now just like you have it here. So in that case now, if you want to get an output for this after the program runs, so this, when you run the program, this is what you get: document get element by id output inner HTML then equals to greet user Sarah. So that means you are calling the function. Once you call the function, it will now display hello Sarah, welcome to coding. You know, it is very simple, but you know, this one is just to prepare us for the major coding class. So by the time you go through my lessons, all those terms I've explained, you will understand, and that's how function works. So your personal recipe function is your personal recipe in coding. You write it once, use it many times. That is that about function. It is not difficult. It's very simple to understand. So I'm happy to bring this to you, and I still want you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And I know you already get value. So you know your function is your personal recipe in coding. So you write it once and you use it many times. That is the essence of having a function in coding. So thank you for being part of this wonderful video. See you in the next one.